Hello once again, Internet people. We're playing Feed the Beast, Direwolf 20 pack 1.6.4, pack version 1.0.14. As you can see, I've got a smeltery ready to go here. It's online. I'm going to dump some glass in there as much as I can, or some sand. We're going to make some clear glass. And to get this going, I'm going to use a similar process of what I used in last season. I'm going to put a dynamo here. It's got water coming in from this side, and it has coal coming in from that side. And I can't get out of here. There we go. All right. And we are going to use the lava fabricator. Oh, this is in the wrong place. Derp, derp, derp. Derp, 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 derp. So, how's it going? I backlogged a lot of those previous episodes, so it has been a while, and I have made some changes around here. Once I fix this, I will show them. So, I'll just close all that off. Drop that there, and that there, and that there. Get trapped underneath here. Trying to play in human mode as much as possible. Squid mode's great for checking out the bottom of my quarry, which I've been moving around, just to look for, dark iron and that kind of stuff, because, I'm pretty poor on dark iron right now. So I'm right below the smeltery tank here. So I'm going to put the lava fabricator there. So when this thing finally powers up, when I get some, I'll help it out here. And the steam texture is fixed. I'm not sure if that was there the last time. This thing's going to start generating lava. This thing doesn't need much lava to operate, so luckily this thing it'll use a lot of energy at first, generating lava, and then this will backlog, and then this will backlog, and then everything will be fine. So that's going, so we'll seal that back up. I guess we can... Oh, don't want that. Seal that, and that, and that. And then there we go. Never have to worry about it. So those will melt, and we'll, oh crap, now I'm stuck in here. There we go. All right, so anyway, we'll let those go. And while we're doing that, what's changed? Well, let's see. I've made some updates to the piping down here. Now, I've been using this for temporary machines too, so we need to get some base power. Anyway, so you'll notice that the pipes just end here, and they don't loop back around. After I got to thinking about the garbage can at the end, I started realizing that these don't have to be in a linear fashion at all. They're just going to the slot with the nearest open inventory. So this pipe runs... When it comes in here, this pipe splits behind here, goes down below, up into here, and then up into here. So basically all of these barrels are the nearest inventories for their respective items. And then for the overflow, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 pipes with the dense mode set. So what that means is that this box... This chest is, for all intents and purposes, 4,000 pipes away from this one. So that's actually going to work pretty good. The only things we're getting here are there's a little bit of overflow because I added a bunch of clay and cobblestone all at once. And like I said before, my processing system can't handle a lot of one material at one time. But we'll get to that. Essence berries I still have going in here. And then pretty much everything else goes into all of these. So that's pretty straightforward, pretty easy to do, and just winds up being a lot cleaner. Like this piping is just all so much, like it's not, items aren't having to zip down to the end, and then back over, and then back over, and then back over if they're wanting to get over to here. So thankfully, that's a lot cleaner, and we can move on from that. I've been creating more round robin containers here for the routers for the various materials. One thing you do want to note here, which has screwed me up a couple times, when you take a look at these item ducts, make sure your stack size is set to 1. Otherwise, it's just going to take the bulk of whatever shows up and just put it into the first router over and over again. And then I had some problems where the item duct, or not the item duct, but the transfer node also qualifies as an inventory, which is why I couldn't use slot 0 and why I put Aqua Regia up in slot 0 anyway. It's safer to do that anyway, just in case you accidentally get any other machines connected, so no real loss. All of these have been churning along quite nicely. Dark irons at the end here. Let's just take a quick look and see. There's one more to process, but I want to do 5 at a time, so whatever. And I've got 2 more set up over here, and I guess that will be Cobalts and Ardite. I've done all the pipe runs for everything. I don't have the item duct filters set up yet, but all of the materials, all of the machines, except for the routers, obviously, because I'm still, building routers. Everything's ready to go. Crap, did I show this last time? These are from the lacerator. And what this does is this just makes sure that this doesn't back up. Because what I did is I had a lot of backed up overflow from the lead, from the dirty ores. And they would eventually accidentally fill the water bucket slot. So right now, all I have is, again, I'm avoiding slot 0 because there's a lot of machines connected here. But dirty ores only get to go into slots 1 and 2 and not 0 and 3. So it's just a little bit more flow control. It helps keep everything working nice and smoothly, and I've somehow lost my my covers, so I'll cover that up later. But as you see, it goes into there, and then that inserts into here. So, and now it's keeping up fine, even with a backlog, because it'll just keep processing ores. If the chest fills up, this will stop because there's no inventory. Then this will back up. Then the chest behind the wall will back up. So it's really fine. And honestly, I really don't need a second slag furnace, but it does help to keep things moving along. I've cleaned this up a little bit. This is the furnace. Now the furnace now goes straight into the rest of the sorting system, which I have created some improvements to. It's a little bit cleaner back here. There's a lot of packagers here for all the various nuggets, diamonds, ore berries. The other interesting thing here as well, ore dictionaries for stuff like what was I looking at? For some of these, I had to turn them off because what was happening, especially for something like the what's this one? This one. Okay, yeah. Ignore ore dictionary because the aluminum ore berries share ore dictionaries with the nuggets, so they would just keep looping here forever and keep getting roasted back into aluminum nuggets. So I had to set it to ignore the ore dictionary, so that way it's just the ore berries going in and not the nuggets. This power, while I have 4 furnaces here, that wouldn't not necessarily be enough because these aren't running all the time. This engine setup can keep up with the backflow. As you can see, I've gotten rid of the rest of the opaque pipes. Kind of regret it because, as you can see, the frame rate is a little low in here. But when we get into later game, I think we're going to be changing a lot of how all this stuff works anyway, so not really a loss. As you can see, the stuff coming out of the quarry is running quite nicely. I've got my my trash can down here, and it's nicely taking all of these materials that are filled up. I don't want the trash can to be here forever, though, because I do like it down here, but all of this stuff is going to waste, so I think we're going to start turning that into biomass. And then the other thing I did, which I will show over here. Come on. Oh, come on. I don't normally migrate through here if I'm not in bat form, and this is why. So, time for bat form. All right, so what I've done here, this is the cobblestone one, and I've made a little bit of a change. Now the transfer nodes out of the bottom and to the side are all still there, but now I've also added item ducts on the sides here to accept compressed cobble, double compressed cobble, triple compressed cobble. Now, why have I done that? Well, it's quite simple. If I take out a piece of cobble and I want to put it back into the system, there's no real place for compressed cobble to go because, the end result is quadruple compressed cobble. So when I have the item ducts in the side, I can just dump everything in here into the system, and it'll sort itself out. All the compressed, double compressed, triple compressed will all go in at the right level and add towards the compressions that are occurring in here. So a little bit of a cleanup, and I mean it works out just so much better. So let's see. I think our glass is probably finished cooking up here. Yep. Okay. So we're gonna start making some glass, smooth glass, or I don't know what it's called. Wait for that to harden for a second, and while I do so, I'm gonna need this iron saw. And what am I gonna do with the iron saw? Well, I'm gonna take the clear glass. That's what it's called, clear glass. And I'm going to chop it up, and chop it up. So now we've got 8 panes or glass covers of clear glass. Not panes, covers. And this is what I'm going to do with them. Yep. I still need to replace the materials in here with something a little bit easier, or not more permanent, not cobble and stone, but yeah, I think that's going to look good. There's no real interference with the texture. The texture looks nice, and I can still see what's going on, and I'm not falling down into the hole. Let's switch back into. There we go. I'm not falling down into the hole of the item duct. So I think that's going to look nice, and I'll do that for there, for all along here, and all up here and here. So I think that'll look good in the end. Now, there's one other thing I wanted to show that I'd updated here. So let's go to bat form, and let's take a look over here. Obviously, I've been expanding out the mud bricks as I get them. Not quite finished like I am over there, but what I've done is I've done a little bit of cleanup, or a lot bit of cleanup under here. So this looks entirely different. This is completely reworked from what it was before. So I've still got the items coming out and the power going in and the sludge going out, but instead of going through the water, which looked a little derpy, I now go down through the land over here, and this connects up to the 3 pipes that I already had running under here. So a little bit cleaner. And what I've done is I've got the barrel for the wood processing here, which gets dumped into, I need a third furnace here, but furnaces which are generating charcoal, and the wood comes down here, the charcoal, comes down here and keeps these fires burning. And they have a vacuum mode on them, which gives them minus 1,000. So if there's any charcoal in the system that's active and these furnaces need it, they'll come here first. So they'll come out and then come in. And then that makes sure that these keep priority to keep generating more charcoal. And then the excess just goes back down the line, feeding into these, which are all still running charcoal. And then from there, down into the rest of the system, and then that goes over to the sorting system we were looking at earlier. Now there's a lot of stuff. The planter has just a chunk over here, or just a little bypass for the right saplings. Again, with a vacuum mode, so that way this makes sure that the planter gets the saplings before anyone else, which is the most important part. So that way the farm keeps running. And you'll see I've got a hardened energy cell in here. Now this is the way that you store RF in thermal expansion. It's full because I've had this hooked up for a while. But what I have going here is these engines will directly drive the harvester still, so that's okay. I mean, what I've done is I've upgraded these to hardened energy conduits, which is basically taking leadstone energy conduits and adding a bit of Invar to them. So the end result is that when this thing wants to process a super tree, it has the bandwidth on the power line here to take the capacitance from all 4 engines and actually get the tree chopped down in a very fast amount of time. Ideally, what I would do is I would put this cell between the engines and the harvester here, but honestly, it's keeping up with it, and the piping is all so much more neat now that it's all straight through. And then as you can see, it goes out from the energy cell into the planter to keep that powered, and then down to the rest where the sludge boiler is still down there, and the planter over on the other side, and the harvesters, sorry, for the farm and for the oreberry stuff. So quite a bit straightened out, actually. It's looking pretty good. What I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly get some more glass here and do those panes. Oh, no. Get out of there, stupid torch. I'm going to do get some more panes of, or not panes, covers of glass, and finish off that hallway, and we'll see what that looks like. All right, so there we go. Looking pretty decent, actually. Obviously, need a few more barrels here, and we got to clean up the materials in this hallway. But I'm liking the way this looks. I think I'm going to keep it. So I know this is a pretty short one, but getting ready for a couple of big projects here. So I'm going to do some work off camera. I think what we need to do is start getting some use out of this inventory that we're gathering here. Because, if I need a piece of cobble, I either have to go down to the machines or take out a single quad cobble and break it up. So we're gonna need to do a little bit of cleanup here. So or at least building out of the of what we're doing here. So since I'm rambling, I think it might be time to wrap up. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.